behind the tanker.
Got him. Got him. Hey guys, it's Zaydon. I'm here today to talk to you about a few quick guns that you can use in Escape from Tarkov, building them using only level 2 traders. So, as most of you probably know, this wipe I've been doing no quests and no flea market until level 40, which is pretty tough, but it's also been very rewarding. And this is one of the things that I've loved the most, is you go through, you look at your traders, and you try and find the best guns you can make if you are down on your luck and you have nothing else to use. So I'm covering a few calibers here as well. I'm trying to cover 4. You can see I'm a 9mm fanatic. I got 2 9mm guns here that we're going to go through. But let's kick it off and just start looking at the #1 gun that I would recommend. That is the 7.62 AKM. AKMs, the ammo, even if you're going with sub ammo, like PS ammo, not top tier, PS ammo has great penetration for what it is. If you are able to do BP, just top load, you know, the top 10 rounds of BP, and then if you're shooting more than 10 rounds of BP and you're not able to kill him, you're probably going to want to be shooting cheaper ammo anyway, because you're probably not hitting your shots. So anyway, to go through this, none of these guns are going to be insanely great. I'm going to try and show, this one has 95 vertical recoil, again, not great, but using tier 2 traders only. And of course, as you're going through the world, you'll see, you know, I picked up a suppressor here. So let's go grab that. We can just take off that part. Take off that, put a suppressor on it. These guns are meant to be the base minimum stats that you can do. And as you find parts in the world, you know, adapt, survive, make your guns better. Now, this gun, again, is not perfect in any way. It does have some drawbacks, like the recoil, but as far as it goes, this is a great gun for if you're using single fire, if you're able to tap, or if you're close range. If you're really, really close, I mean, 25 meters or less, and you're spraying, you should still have good accuracy. So, I've really liked this gun. I've gone with the RK4 grip, which is from Skier, I believe. If we look here, yeah, Skier. And they're pretty cheap. Again, level 2 traders. And most of these parts will come from level 2 traders that are from the level 15 stop. So, mechanic requires level 20 for level 2, but the rest require level 15 for level 2. So most of these can be achievable right after you get access to the flea. So because of that, a lot of these parts will also remain semi-cheap on the flea as well. So that's a good thing to kind of keep in mind. The next gun that we have is this 5.45 AK. This is, if you don't have the ammo for this, or if you feel like you need better rounds than PS, I would suggest the 5.45 AK, because the ammo for this spawns everywhere. Seriously, just walking around the world, you'll find boxes of BS, boxes of BT. BP is not a terrible option. I think that you can get that from Rapport, I believe. Let's take a look real quick. BP. Oh, okay, you might need a loyalty level 3 for that. So it's not insane either. You know, 75 vertical recoil. Again, that's better than the last one. It does have that annoying bug right now where if you have to take the butt pad off to fold it, so maybe it'll get taken less. You never know. Maybe some people don't know about how to fix that. And again, you know, it's really frustrating because the traders, there's some really... BSG needs to do some things about traders, because, for example, the 5.45 AK, any of the base suppressors, if we do a linked search on the AK and we just look at suppressors, these 3, none are sold by traders, so you can't do anything about that. It's not just about loyalty level. It's like these do not spawn, they do only spawn in the world. They do not get sold by traders, which is unfortunate, but you will come across them. And again, these 5.45 AKs do spawn in the world a lot, so I found quite a few of these suppressors. You just take off the muzzle brake and you throw on a suppressor, and there you go. You have a suppressed AK. So it's a good deal. Again, like, they're not insane stats, pretty good stats, only level 2 traders, and there's no quest requirements. You don't have to complete a quest to buy any of these items, because I know this because I'm not doing any quests. So that comes out pretty nicely. Let's start with some 9mm, the Vector, the new gun, the fun gun. A quick note, some people don't realize this, if you take off the suppressor and the mag and you fold it, it's a 2x2. Man, this thing is going to get stolen left, right, and center, but it's wicked awesome. So, again, level 2 traders. The base gun is like 55,000 rubles, which isn't an insane amount, but this thing spits bullets. It is a 9mm hose of firepower. And it's great if you really are trying to make the most bang for your buck. A lot of these parts that come on it, you can take right off and sell for even a little bit more margin. It's not anything amazing, but this thing is amazing. The gun is super fun. If you can find a way, for example, crafting your AP 6.3 is a great way to get some good ammo for it. If you're a Chad Maximus, you know, you go and farm bosses, you can find some 7N31, especially if you farm cultists. They have a good amount of that. The other 9mm gun that we have, I'm going to compare these two because they use the same caliber. So you can see the Vector has a lower vertical recoil, but when you're this low in the vertical recoil, those numbers don't matter too much. This thing is a hose as well. It's just a laser fire. So don't be discouraged that this has a 36 and this has a 27. If you take into account, you know, the gun we saw before, which this was the better AK in recoil terms, 75, this is so much better. This thing is dead on accurate, but again, it's limited by the 9x19 millimeter rounds. So you really have to either craft your AP 6.3 or you need to be getting, I think it's Peacekeeper 3 who sells AP 6.3. I could be wrong on that, but you'll have to get another loyalty level in order to get that. And as you see with these first, actually all these guns, I'm using a Delta Point sight. It's not the perfect sight, but it does come. I think you can buy the Delta Point at level 1 traders. We can look at that real quick. Should be from Peacekeeper. So yeah, no, you have to be level 2 Peacekeeper. You can get the burst fast fire at level 1, and then at level 2 you can get the Delta Point here, and the mount is in here as well. So you can get both of those. They're not super cheap by any means, but they're really useful. I mean, if you have to go with something on your gun, I would say ammo first, sight second, and then you can go from there. Lastly, we have the M4. I splurged on this one. The M4 Peacekeeper does sell suppressors. They are expensive. This is not a cheap gun, but if you're running an M4, I would highly suggest using suppressor, because you start shooting an unsuppressed M4, that is a dinner bell for Chads. They're going to chase you down, go to where you are, and make your life much tougher. But this gun, it does come out at 70 vertical recoil. Again, not amazing, not terrible. If you're doing close quarters combat, it's going to be great. We use the gas block that doesn't get in the way, so it looks a little slimmer, a little nicer. You can see we're kind of using the same parts on a lot of these. We're using the RK4 for most of these because that's the best one from level 2 traders that I can find. Again, I'm using Delta Points on all of them. I kind of switch up the lasers a little bit. I would suggest not using the blue laser on this one. I think it's better to have a flashlight, especially right now when flashlights are very powerful in close quarters combat. Hey guys, real quick, I forgot to talk about prices in this. I know that is a big point for a lot of guns that we run, so let's quickly cut to a graphic. Here we are. We see that the AKS, the 545 AK, is the cheapest. It is insane, and that is the gun that we talked about that has the ammo that is most readily found in the world. The BT, the BS, a Golnik even sometimes. So that's the cheapest. You can see the M4, it is the pricey one. We talked about that silencer. It is extremely expensive. The 9mm variants are similar in price, so I might even go over to the Vector if I'm looking for a better gun, but if I want one that's taken out of the raid less often in case I die, I would go with the MP5. The Vector, like I showed you before, can fold down in that 2x2, and they can have the suppressor and the mag out of it. Finally, the last AK, the 7.62 variant, is right in the middle. It's a good price point gun, shoots great ammo. That is my top tier recommendation. I love 7.62 ammo, so I'm a little bit biased, but that's what I would recommend to anybody. Now, back to the rest of the video. And lastly, just to talk about it, there are no long range sights you can buy, but keep them around, pop them on, you know, just being able to have a long sight makes a huge world of difference. I think that's probably like I said, it's the second thing I would suggest you to do. I'd say make sure you're running good ammo and then get the best sight that you can get. Because being able to, especially zoom, early on when players are all trying to, you know, do the close quarters combat, you'll have the supreme advantage of range, where they can't hit you and you can just keep popping, and even if you're bad at aim, you'll have long enough, hopefully, to shoot them and get them down. So that covers the 5 guns that I really wanted to cover. Again, there's nothing crazy about any of these guns, but they do use level 2 traders, most of them being unlocked at level 15, which is early wipe. Many people are probably past that, but these are good base stats to start from, and then start looking at what your traders are offering, you know? You can start seeing, oh, well, I can use a different top that has better recoil, or I can use a suppressor because I can use the flea market. Things like that will make the world of difference and help you to become better and more proficient with your guns. And as a last note here, when you start running these, give it more than one gun. Many people will try a gun, they die with it, they're like, that wasn't good, I could have done better. Give it more than one run with a gun. Even if you die, build a few of these, run them back to back, because it'll build some muscle memory. It'll keep you learning with what you have, and you'll start to realize, oh, well, when I'm close quarters, I should not have been spraying, or when I'm far away, I should have been trying to get closer because I didn't have a good sight. Things like that make the world of difference as well. You don't want to be judging a gun on a single run. So anyway, that covers all the things I wanted to cover. These are the 5 guns that I've been using early wipe, and you can see I'm still using it, and I just grab exactly what I said. I grab a suppressor, throw it on there, because you know, you just got to keep modding from this base gun here, and you'll do great. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.